Ladies and gents, PepperBelly here. I know it's been quite some time since I made a video, but, you know, things happen, and usually things involve shit. And then it's like shitty things happen. Anyway, I don't know where I was going with that, I was just kind of like speaking nonsense. Anyway, so I'm bringing you guys today some SOCOM Insurgency, because it's a mod available on Steam Workshop. I heard about it, it looked interesting. I've played SOCOM in the past. Not a lot. My experience with SOCOM basically goes back towards the old PlayStation 2 games. So like SOCOM 1 and 2, I believe, is what they were. US Navy SEALs. Good stuff. And you know, it's kinda strange, because the memories I have of SOCOM, US Navy SEALs, don't quite sync up with what I have seen as of late. Because what I remember is essentially Rainbow Six in third person. I know it's kind of silly to say, but I mean, that's literally what I remember. I was young when I played it. I just remember being super slow, methodical, and tactical like I would in Rainbow Six. But then when you look at actual competitive gameplay now, it's like, it's completely different. Like, it's way more aggressive and fast-paced, pretty much like what you're seeing right here in this gameplay. This is kind of how it plays. And it kind of struck me whenever there's another game that was trying to be a spiritual successor called H-Hour. And they had a Kickstarter, it succeeded, and then looking at the gameplay for it, it was like super fast-paced and crazy, and some people kind of on the same page as me are going like, wait, SOCOM isn't fast-paced, this looks ridiculous. And then people were like, well, here's some gameplay, some competitive multiplayer from SOCOM 1 and 2 and 3, and the fourth one, which I forget the name of, on the PlayStation 2, and yeah, it is fast-paced, if you want it to be. You can play slow and methodically like it's a, you know, an actual tactical shooter if you want to go that way, but at the same time, playing fast is entirely feasible, and it's done in the competitive scene. So, unfortunately, H-Hour wasn't as successful after its Kickstarter. It's on Steam now, and not that many people play it, like, at all. I lost interest completely once I realized that nobody, like, there was no activity in it whatsoever. Like, there's a very, very small player base. Like, it's substantially small, it's crazy. And the all-time player peak they've ever had is not nearly, like, is not good. Like, they have, I don't know. Anyway, that's not what this is about. This is about the SOCOM Insurgency mod that is available. And honestly, guys, it is really, really fun. Like, holy shit. It works wonderfully. There's obviously a few things that I don't like about it, which I'll address soon. But I mean, for the most part, this is a solid mod. It's super simple. It has first person and third person. I don't remember how that kind of operated with the old games. I know you can zoom in while in third person, like you can see right here. You just right click and it zooms in a little bit, but the crosshair is the same. And you can go into first person and use your weapon sights. I'm not sure if that's how SOCOM. I've said, guys, like I don't remember. Like I haven't played SOCOM in like over a decade. I don't play SOCOM games. I never had a PlayStation to play them. My experience is from playing them like on other people's PlayStation 2s and whatever. And again, it's been such a long time, I don't know. So I don't know if it's like they had first person, but only for when you're aiming down sights, kind of like Metal Gear style. You know, like when Metal Gear you can like zoom in, but it's like only when you're actually using your iron sights. Then otherwise it's in third person. I don't know if that's how it was. All I know is that in this game it's entirely possible to go into first person. And it's weird because that free aim mechanic I was talking about, I wasn't talking about in this video, but I talk about in other videos. Free aim. It's when you're in first person, in Insurgency, and Red Orchestra, those two games have it. You can turn it on in Arma 3 as well, and in Arma 2. Essentially what it does is it makes it so the weapon moves independent of your screen for a certain radius, and then once you hit that radius, then your screen will actually start to turn. So if I'm turning right, my barrel will loosely move in the center of the screen, and then it kind of... Anyway, what that means is like you're not pinpoint accurate, because like the barrel could be pointed in any which direction. If you put a laser on your weapon, you will realize where the barrel or the muzzle is actually pointed. So, in this mod, when you're in first person, that still applies regardless of the crosshair being there. In fact, it's a really good way of showing you that the weapon still moves around, because the crosshair will be pointed straight, but you'll see your barrel moving all over the place. And if you pull the trigger, you will see the round not land where the crosshair is. It'll land wherever the muzzle is actually pointed. In third person, that's obviously completely gone. Like, that's not a thing. In third person, where the crosshair is where the bullets go. So, it works really well. It's a really fluid system. It's a hell of a lot of fun. But I'm going to address some of the things I disliked. Some of the things that really annoy me. And it's because obviously this is not finished. I don't think this mod is done development. Hopefully not, because there needs to be way more maps tailored specifically for this mod. Like this one you're seeing right here. Both the maps that are in this gameplay are like tailored specifically for this game mode, I believe. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure these maps are exclusive to this mod. But there are some camera glitches that I find really, really annoying. So if you're running inside an environment and you're trying to, like, you know, peek around corners or whatever, just trying to engage targets, your camera will sometimes clip through the environment, basically turning everything black. So you can't see shit. So as soon as you walk into a room, you're like, oh yeah, I'm going to peek these two corners and, you know, to make sure no one's going to shoot me in the back. And then suddenly your camera just glitches and everything's black and you can't see shit, and then you get shot, and it's really annoying. Really annoying. The camera sometimes, since it's so elevated above your character, will just clip through the environment sometimes. It's really frustrating when it does it. And because it's like you're looking through the map. Like, you know when you fall through the map, for example, when a game glitches out and you're looking up and you can see things all weird, like there'll be black outlines, and it's like that. It just, things get all muddy and the textures don't register. It's whatever. It happens sometimes. Again, really annoying. The other thing that kind of bothers me is the fact that the character himself isn't exactly centered like it was in the old SOCOM games. If you're looking at it right here, you can see that he's slightly off the right side of the crosshair. Slightly. When he's standing, it's not as noticeable. Whenever he's freaking crouching, then yes, he's way off on the right, as you can see. He's not centered. Usually what I remember from SOCOM is the crosshair was literally right above your head. Directly above your head. And in this, it's not. It's off, and it's strange, and it's not, like, I don't like it because it makes crouching feel weird. Like, you want to peek out the right side, but you're exposing yourself more for some reason. And if you want to peek out the left, it's like, okay, well, it's easier to peek left than it is right. You know, it's like, there's no real sense of balance there that helps, you know, negate that whole situational awareness of how much you can actually expose yourself when you're trying to peek around corners. And of course, corner peeking is a very prevalent thing in third-person shooters, especially games like this, and that's pretty much my main tactic, is like, oh, I'm gonna hide behind the wall and just use it so you can see the glitches right there. And you can just peek around the corner, like that. Barely exposing yourself, oh, peek out, and kill the guy. Such skill. Much wow. Indeed. Because that's, yeah. One of the things I don't like about third-person shooters, other than the fact that it does give you more situational awareness and, you know, an idea of where your character is within the game world, but the whole ability to peek around corners without exposing yourself, which is tremendously unrealistic, is always there. But, you know, what can you do? It's a game. Have fun with it. It's a free mod. I mean, it's pretty friggin' fantastic how it integrates flawlessly into the games. Anyway, my name's been PepperBelly. Thank you guys for joining me today, and I'll see you on the next one.